Okay, outbound integration to third-party systems. It can be done using web service or file extracts. Like we try to see one file extract using this file extracts. Again, these file extracts can be done using BI Publisher, and that is the preferred way of doing it actually, because BI Publisher leverages the functionality and the scalability of BI. The BI publisher, or what we know we knew earlier as XML publisher. So it's quite a scalable infrastructure, if you ask me. And then it provides a web service for exporting the report data. This web service can be called by the third party application for getting the data from Fusion. So next we'll look at the BI publisher. Introduction to BI Publisher, since all of you are technical consultants, so it's fairly normal to assume that you are comfortable with BI Publisher. So the BI Publisher comes bundled with Fusion applications. Okay, it's not a separate install. Especially in the context of cloud, the BI Publisher gains importance, because if it's an on-premise system, you have 100 other ways to integrate. You have access to your middleware, your SOA, everything. But for cloud, the BI Publisher is one of the most scalable ways to integrate the application. So BI Publisher can be used to develop extracts, which can be used for outbound processes. For example, if I have to say, let's say that I am a retailer, okay. Being a retailer, I might be using some different retail system for maintaining my items. Okay, or forget about the items, maintaining the items. Let's say I maintain my items in the Fusion supply chain management, in Fusion inventory. Okay, but my point of sale system that needs to pull those items, it needs to synchronize that information. So how can I do it? Because my master of record, that is sitting in Fusion. But my transactional system, that does not have this record. So either I synchronize it in batch mode, or I do a real-time query. Okay. So since a real-time query is dependent on the networks and everything, so it's advisable to do it in batch mode. Okay. So once you receive a purchase order, you can go ahead and run the job, and when you run this job, you can have an outbound extract from Fusion, which can be called by your POS system, which pulls the items to its repository. Now, next one is just a standard description of BI Publisher. Oracle BI Publisher is the reporting solution to author, manage, and deliver all your reports and documents easier and faster than traditional reporting tools. Okay, you can use your web browser, you can use your desktop tools to create everything from pixel perfect customer-facing documents, interactive management reports against practically any data source, whether it's the Excel data source, whether it's the OLAP data source, whether it's the OLTP data source. You can use anything. So this is how BI Publisher works. You have a data logic, which is a data model, you have a layout, and you have a translation. You feed it all to BI Publisher and the report is generated. Now we are more interested in seeing how we can use BI Publisher to export the data. So the extract process starts with development of data model and report, and the BI Publisher then can be used to deliver these extract files via FTP or HTTP. So when it does through FTP, it's a file mechanism, and when it is done through HTTP, it is nothing but your web service call. So next is our demo. Let's go ahead and try to see this functionality over our instance. So as usual, we'll go to the analytics page, or we can also go to our reporting. So either way is fine. We'll go to the analytics. Then we'll go to new data model. Let's create a data model. So we'll choose a SQL query. So let's say, for example, invoice we'll go to query builder. Choose the schema fusion. Let's say AP. Let's choose the columns. Yes, number. Invoice amount. Invoice date. Voucher number is required. Okay. Save. Okay. Let's go to data. Save as sample data. Okay. Let's save this under shared folders, custom. Let's put it in the custom straight away. Okay, no, it's not there. So custom. Let's choose then tables or under pen also. Okay, let's choose tables. So let's name as APINV header DM. Now let us say create report. So we'll use the data model next. Table next. Let's take the invoice number, amount, currency, date. Next. Finish. Set wiki, I remove it. Header. Integration demo. So now this is what we have. Let's say edit report. Okay. View a list. So output formats, what we will do is, we'll disable all the other formats and we'll only take XML. Okay. Let's view the report once more. So this is how it comes. Now, see, we have a report. Now we have a report which is somewhere in my catalog. So there is a path in which this report is being stored. So it's important to know which path it is in. So it's under custom. In custom fin tables. Okay. And report is API NV header dm.xdo. Okay. So what Oracle has done is, it has provided a WSDL for for exporting the data from these reports. Okay. So how do we call that WSDL? So as of now, we don't have a third-party application here in this session. So what we will do is, we will make use of SOAPUI, which is an open source tool. Okay. So how do we go about it? Let's go ahead and create a new SOAP project. Okay. Let's say VIP demo. Okay. Now this initial WSDL that we are talking about. Okay. When we talk about this initial WSDL, this is something that you should know. We have to go and look at, okay, where it is. Let me just open this report once. Okay, so for this initial WSDL, we have to make use of this one. Then this is the URL that we have to append: XMLP server services external report WX service WSDL. Okay, so this is the WSDL which Oracle provides for manipulating the reports. Let us create it. So here you see some list of methods: create report folder, delete report folder, okay, get folder contents, get templates. So we have something called as a run report. Okay, a run report. So when we look at this SOAP request, okay, there are so many parameters. Too many parameters are here. Not all of them are mandatory. So just to keep the thing simple, what I'll do is I'll simplify this request, removing all the non-mandatory parameters and pass on whatever is mandatory. So I already have one such thing. I'll just copy paste it from here. So the important part is attribute format. This has to be XML, because if you remember, when we edited the report, what we did was we just made it like the output format. We gave it only XML, right? This is the XML format that we are generating. Okay, attribute locale is not important, but still I have given it as en_us. Then report absolute path. Okay, when we talk about this report absolute path, see, wherever your report is located in your catalog, so under shared folders, custom, okay, so it becomes /custom /pin /payables, and then this report name .xdo. Okay, so for example, let us take this /custom /pin /payables. IMV header and this .xdo is mandatory. Okay. Also, the Oracle security policy is applicable here as well. So we need to give authentication to this. Let me go to the password. So we are all set. We'll just send the request and analyze the response. So you see, we send the request for our new report, whatever we just created, we have sent a request and we are getting a response. But this response seems to be all jumbled up, right? It's something which we cannot read in plain text. So this is a base 64 encoded response. So this is a base 64 encoded response. Now in the calling application, in the third party application, you have to parse this base 64 coded response. So in every programming language, you'll have some inbuilt functionality to parse the base 64, to decode this base 64 coded response and get the data that you want in its actual format.